Hello, it's Sydney here, and today I had a very big itch to make some biscuits because I haven't made biscuits in a really long time. And I'm sorry for how I sound. I'm just like really tired. Like I really got good sleep last night, but I just really tired and still waking up. But today we're gonna go make some biscuits. So first, I'm going to heat up the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Right, and then we're gonna start combining things from there. So even though I'm gonna make like the whole batch, I'm not gonna cook all of them at once. Because I haven't made this recipe before, but typically when you make biscuits, like you can still make a decent amount of biscuits. So like I'm only gonna cook like maybe 2 or 3 at this time. Well, today, and then I'm like freeze the rest. Okay. You guys are really close up, but honestly, I've been like struggling with what angle to record this YouTube video in. I wanted to like show myself, right? But then it's like, I don't know, like our kitchen setup isn't like, the typical content creator kitchen setup. And it annoyed me. So I'm like, you guys don't need to see me. Just need to see what I'm like making and how I'm making it. So maybe I'll eventually find an angle that might satisfy me. But until then, we're just gonna rock with this. So the dry part of it is gonna be 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm also not gonna, it may be a mistake, we're gonna see when I finish this recipe, but I'm just like kind of shaking it a little bit. I'm not like even fully like flushing the flour off because like baking is a science. But today exactness. We're not gonna stress too much about that, honestly. So yeah, that's the 2 cups of flour. Now we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Now I'm probably going to do the exact of it because in the container with the baking powder, they have something they can level it off with. So, but you guys should comment, whoever watches this, if you ever made your own biscuits. Like I said, I have made my own biscuits before. Like I said, it's just been a while. Like I said, when I woke up this morning, I was just like, dang, like I really want some biscuits. But I want like homemade biscuits. And I was like, well, I guess I have to make it. Also, I wonder how this mic is gonna like sound. I bought this mic, so it's not the usual mic I use for my voiceovers for my TikToks and Instagram reels. It's one of those like creator mics, those little ones, because like I could make the video and then do a voiceover later, but I kind of want to like try how I wanted to do the video. But you guys saw me like obviously like the mic, me talking to the camera. Now I'm adding the 1 tablespoon of sugar. But I was like, I kind of don't want to do the voiceover because, like, I want to feel more personable. Like, I want my YouTube to be, like, relatively educational and relaxed. Like, we don't have, I don't want it to be too, like, professional. Like, obviously, I'm not going to do, like, anything crazy, but I want it to be, at least for me, more, like, I want it to be relaxed. I don't want it to be something be like, oh, like, because you're not going to see me on here making super fancy foods, if that makes sense. Like, you're not going to see me come on here and do that. Now I'm trying to, in the future, I'm going to try to, like, you know, make, like, in the future, I will focus more on, like, healthy recipes, but also not every recipe has to be, oh my god, hit a whole bunch of fiber, a whole bunch of protein, whatever. Sometimes, like, in life, we need just a biscuit. Like, we don't need, like, whole wheat toast. Like, sometimes we want a biscuit, and today I'm wanting a biscuit, and that's okay. It is very okay. Now, it's like, what isn't okay is, like, you sit down and you have, like, 2 biscuits, 3 biscuits. Like, obviously, you, most of the time, for most people, you want to limit yourself to 1 biscuit during a meal, right? But, you know, I will never be the type to, like, demonize any food as saying it's way too unhealthy, because I wouldn't want anybody to restrict themselves for, like, a food that they love. Like, I would never restrict myself from having biscuits, okay? I'm born and raised in Georgia. I love me a good biscuit. Anyways, I quickly, like, whisk this dry mixture together, right? And now we're going to add the butter. So there we go with the okay, this one's super solid. Well, I did have it in the refrigerator, and then I was like, oh, since I'm making biscuits, like, let's throw it in the freezer. So I'm gonna use gloves. Usually in the past I didn't use gloves, but hopefully it won't be, like, as bad. So we're just kind of want to get the dough until it's crumbly. I can, like, you can do this with a mixer. Like I said, I didn't feel like lugging out the whole big mixer, so so we're gonna do it by hand. But, you know, this is how our grandmas make it. They used to make it by hand. So I'm trying to do it till it's, like, crumbly, and it's getting there for sure. It's definitely getting there. I gotta hurry up to a certain point so the butter doesn't melt too much or get too softened. So, okay. So I think this is kind of where we, like, want to be, right? With the butter good into it. Like, we don't want too large of chunks in here. Right, kind of want it well incorporated into the flour. I think, yeah, I think we're at a good point now. Yeah, I think that's a good point right there. Next up, we're going to add the whole milk we don't have. But let me show you guys what I'm going to do instead. That's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do, I looked it up. So it says since I have 1% milk and I have the heavy whipping cream, do 3 parts 1% milk, 1 part heavy whipping cream to match the fat content of whole milk. So that's what we're going to do. So in total, the recipe called for 3/4 cup. So we're going to just, like, guesstimate it, you know? So we're going to Oh. So, you know, I don't think this recipe is gonna make a lot of biscuits. So, okay. A little more crumbly. Yeah, this recipe is not gonna make a lot of biscuits. Which honestly, it's probably a good thing because some of the past recipes I did, right? I'm like, dang, this is so much dough I gotta work with. This is like about to make like not that many. This is not about to make that many biscuits. Now I'm doing this, where you're seeing me do now. Because I'm about to, you know, cut it out, and I'm trying to decide what size biscuits I want to do. Because I'm really surprised. I was honestly not that many. I mean, it's not as much dough as I thought it was going to be. Maybe because I'm just used to like the bigger volume recipes. So make a very rough square. Rectangle. That square, a rectangle. And so I have different sizes. And I'm thinking like this size. We're not gonna get a lot of biscuits on that. Maybe I can make smaller ones. I don't know, but I like mine these size, but they're gonna expand a little bit. So I'm gonna do this one. So if you're a type that really likes layers in their biscuits, you can keep folding the dough. We're gonna do this. So yeah, so what I'm doing now is I'm starting to fold it. So, and then we're gonna flatten it again. And then, so we can have some layers in it. So I'm gonna flatten it back out. So we're gonna do this. And then, boom, look at that. That's a good looking biscuit, if I say myself, even though it's not baked yet. So I have my 3 on the sheet, but like I said, we're gonna keep cutting these out. Oh, these looks like they're going to be so good. Now, you guys are probably wondering, like, oh, like, what about this? Well, let me show you. I'm gonna do this. Actually, don't punch it. So we're gonna kind of just, and then flatten it out again. About an inch. Boom. You know, as you keep going, they're gonna get a little uglier, which is okay. You just want to bring them together. And then this is gonna be the last one. So in total, this recipe is making 10 biscuits if I do like the Like, I think it's like a 2-inch diameter, inch and a half maybe. So there's that. So I think for this recipe they suggest using a larger biscuit cutter than I did. So it would have made even less biscuits. So now, yeah, I think, yeah, there actually only calls for 6 biscuits, but I got 10 out of it. So now we're gonna bake the 3 biscuits that I did cut out. We're gonna cook these 3 for 12 minutes. I'm gonna trim these sides, but we're gonna cook these for 12 minutes. That's what the recipe says. So we're gonna take these and we're going to put them in the freezer bag. And so if you decide to make this recipe yourself and you also like, yeah, I'm not gonna cook all these at once. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this plastic bag, right? And then I'm gonna put some of these in. So put these on the inside, right? And then we'll put them on the inside. And then I'm just going to do like a layer of parchment. So you're not going to get like a super big piece. I tore it in half. So literally, now to separate it to like, so not all of them are going to stick together really badly. I probably could have used a smaller bag to do this, but we're gonna close it, try to get as much air out of it, close it, and then I want to try to do my best to keep it together without bringing it to the freezer. So it's kind of easier to just like, oh, you just pull one out. If I want to eat one or my family want to eat one, just pull it out.